I was raised Catholic in Iowa, farm area. My dad was a country doctor. Faith was very important. We had tradition. Saturday night you wash your hair. We all took a bath in the same bath water. Dad was first, Mom. I was middle child. But Uncle Tommy was the baby out of 6, so he was really dirty by the end. Sunday morning, of course, you went to Mass. And Mom cooked and did everything. One of the blessed stories I have is Christmas Eve. We used to have to go out to the farm, ride out to Dad's car, keep him awake so he wouldn't fall asleep. If he went in the farmhouse and he came out and he was singing, it was a baby. If he came out and said, turn over, somebody had died. There was no words exchanged. It was just that, the whole thing. He came out one night, I was on duty. I was in 3rd or 4th grade. He came out and he said, turn over. I went home, came home, went upstairs. He came upstairs to our bedrooms. I shared with my sister and he said, don't expect any gifts tomorrow. Just come down, it's Christmas, we'll do fine. We came down and he had brought home the family. The mother went crazy, the father died in the farm. And he took the wife to the next farm. He brought the children home, and Mom put them in her bed. Got up and said, Merry Christmas, you got toys, Santa came. Oh. And I remember seeing this little girl. I wanted a storybook now. She unwrapped it and she said, oh. And I thought, oh. Don't ever expect a thing.
Yeah.
That's where faith comes from.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was all by imagery.
Yeah.
I went to Creighton University, Jesuit trained. Loved them. Yeah. Talked me out of being a nun, which was wise of them.
No.
Came to Minnesota. Worked as a social worker for 34 years, loved it. Had a great...
In Minneapolis?
In Minneapolis, inner city.
Wow.
That's what some of the things. Clyde Belcourt just died. I worked with Clyde Belcourt. Father Mike Tegador and I have that in common. We have many things in common. I got married, widowed with a 9-month-old, forced to move, and I remember fishing out here on the lake. I came out here, got lost, found a house for sale by owner, and bought the house, left St. Olaf's, where a priest married David and I, and buried him. And came out here and was a widow. First person I met was Mary DeVinny, married mother of the church. She said, welcome, here's what you're going to do. She signed you up to do things she was just wonderful.
Yeah.
Phyllis O'Malley put her arms around me, said, join the bridge club, get a babysitter, I'll help you, because I was working full time.
Yeah.
If you need to. Wove me into the incredible festival. Ada Bedell. I was working at Jefferson School. She went to school there and she would tell me stories. She used to be the housekeeper for the priest. So I bought her the toilet from Jefferson School and she laid it in the front yard and made a planter out of it.
That's awesome.
These are just the wonderful people from Our Lady of the Lake.
Yeah.
It has been a wonderful time.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful community.
Yes.
It's enriching. And that's what I hope to do here.
That's wonderful.
We are so isolated.
Yeah.
With this COVID.
Yeah.
Dana was a big help. When nobody was coming, she would make the bulletins and I'd pick them up and the people would wait by their door for them. We have a whole assembly on the weekend to deliver them.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that that's something, you know, even outside of here, that is going away and people are desperately missing is that community feeling like
Yes.
you had, the way that they wrapped your arms around you when you joined. And
That's the way I hope to establish here, and Carla's tried to do it. She's doing a very good job. Dana's, they've just been do for nearly 2 years.
yeah,
And Carla has been lately just trying to get, we're trying to get them so they can't go to Mass. We have 2 different TV stations. I'm making a list where the Masses are, from Rome to St. Cloud.
yeah,
And they can do it there, because they're not computer literate.
right,
Oh, sure.
yeah,
So we need to build a community. There's 50 of us here.
yeah,
50 Catholics?
Yes. That's a lot of us.
yeah.
Procreation.
Hmm.
My mom always said there's 2 kind of priests. There's priests who are Catholic first, prayer second, and then there are priests who are prayer first, Catholic second. Is that something that would experience, or
Yes.
is there a favorite? Do you
Catholic first,
prefer Catholic first?
prayer second.
Yeah. Why would that be your favorite?
Catholic is you're building a community, you're caring for one another. Prayer is you are
Internal.
you're singular,
Yeah.
and we have to be community.
Yeah.
We need it more than ever now
Right.
with the isolation, especially for our youth.
Yep. Yeah.
We got to model for them that we're strong. I see where there is in the bulletin attendance at Mass. It breaks my heart.
Yep. Never question.
But I've always had models. I was in Omaha once, and there was a snowstorm. My dad and mom had moved to Omaha. My sister's house was sitting across the street from the church. My dad went to Mass every morning when he retired. There was my dad on his hands and knees, crawling up the church steps in a snowstorm. And I thought, and you're sitting in here and can't walk across the street.
What a good point.
Modeling, again, community.
Yeah.
The Mary DeVinnies, the Jack, the
Yeah.
Burns,
Yeah.
the Phyllises. These are people that are the foundation of our OLL. They've been with it a long time, I haven't. I've only been out here 50 years.
50?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a newcomer.
I'm a newcomer.
So what do you say to people who today would say that the world has just changed? This doesn't fit in our world
Yeah,
anymore.
you're right, it has changed. That's why we need it even more.
Right. And you would say, I would ask you, just as a wealth of lots of change, I mean, what you've seen happen in this world, you know, not, as people say now, it's all outdated or it doesn't fit. How would you say that the church is able to sustain and grow and still be a viable part of the culture that
You cannot define Catholic religion on a priest or a pope.
yeah,
You define it on your faith in Jesus and the Trinity. And I think we need to teach that. And if somebody disappoints us in interpretation or doing some act that isn't legal or anything, that's going to happen. That does not make the basis of our Catholic Church. And you've got to teach children that there is safety. They don't feel safe today.
yeah,
Children are very afraid.
yeah,
And you see that with the gang. I still work with the North Side people.
yeah,
The grandmothers are afraid of their grandkids. You've got to teach, that's because the kids are afraid. You've got to teach the kids that they can't. There's safety in knowing Jesus and the Trinity. There's something out there. You've got to implant that.
yeah,
It's a faith. And faith needs building. It gets eroded by television, text, you and me, clothing.
Yeah. Yep.
All the material,
All material.
yeah.
And the kids, as they're laying in their bed, trying to text and crying or being bullied, don't have any solace, and you gotta teach them you got it inside you. You can be safe.
Yeah. There's something bigger and better than you.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I support anybody in any religion. If you find it in Buddha, fine, go there.
Yeah.
Find it in Lutheran, go there. Just teach the children something, that there's something safe there, that they'll be safe adults,
Yeah.
that they'll reach out. I think just by, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Where'd you grow up? Are you affiliated with any religion? Oh, yeah. I knew a Buddhist once. Wonderful. Wonderful. We must talk sometime and you can educate me. Start an exchange. And then you might meet, there is a woman here who has an Alzheimer husband who she has to be at 24/7. She's got a terrible burden.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way I can relieve that outside of saying, how are you doing today?
Mm.
I'm thinking of you. Keep strong. I can't babysit him. He won't listen to me. I'm not trained to handle him. But I can offer support to her. Somebody says something, you said something negative about her. You know, maybe you didn't know her well.
Mm.
I find that she's very good at helping different people to help. Compliments go a long way.
Yeah.
I think modeling and for communicating.
Yeah. And it kind of goes back to your theme of just reaching out and letting people know they're seen, right? And thought of.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just say, if you're interested in learning about the Catholic Church, call me or call Carla. Here's her card.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we need to do more of that.
Yeah.
I think it should be a goal for a month in our church instead of raising money.
Reach out to people
Yes. Not for a donation.
just to say,
How you
We
doing?
care. If you wish to share, we care if you wish to share.
There you go.
There we go. Here's a phone number, here's a person. I don't like you, but I'll call her. Well, that's human nature.
yeah.
Yeah.
You met somebody and you say, oh, I wouldn't tell her anything.
Yeah.
You met somebody else, oh, I could say something to her.
Right.
Reach out. Yeah, I think we have to establish that. If somebody calls you, spend some time.
That's a good point. We're all in such a hurry.
Yeah. It takes nothing to dial a phone
No.
or send a note, although the price of stamps did go up.
Yeah.
And most of us that are seniors don't text or vext or fext. It's just amazing what
Just
God has
fascinating.
provided for me.
Yeah.
He meant for me to come out here. Get lost.
Get lost.
That's really fascinating because the book I'm going to recommend this week, she has a whole chapter. It's all about finding God everywhere. It's called, it's really beautiful, but one of it was Don't Be Afraid to Get Lost. And she talks about that, of how that's how you find your spaces and
You
your
find
things
an opening.
when you get lost,
Yeah.
you know.
Out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. Yeah. In every aspect of your life.
Yes, that's right. Well, this has been fun.
No, this is awesome. You gave us some really great ideas, actually, for me to go forward and
Good.
to do.